Hello, hello, hello. It's Tasha D here, two-time Olympian and Olympic bronze medalist. And as you know, today I am activating the cards, okay? So let me read this card for you. It says, if you have a goal that is very, very far out and you approach it in little steps, you start to get there faster. And that is by Mae Jemison, okay? Now, I want to tell you a little story, okay? I'm not going to give you tips. I might give you tips, but I'm going to tell you a little story first, okay? So, back many moons ago, climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. It's the second highest mountain in the world. It was amazing, but I'd never do it again, okay? So it was 5.5 days up, 1.5 days down. And I remember when we first got there, the guide was telling us all the rules, all the things we should do if we really wanted to make it to the top, and, you know, guidelines on how to behave, what not to do, what to do. And he also told us how many hours we would be walking a day, which made me look at my watch and say, hey, what time is the bus leaving out of Africa? Because I need to get out of here. He said the first day we would walk for 8 hours, the second day 10 hours, the third day 15 hours, and every day after that would be 15 hours. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? I've done no research. I was just like, oh yeah, sounds cool. And I went out and did it. But the one thing I was clear about was that my goal was to get to the top. If I was going to go through all the trouble of flying from England, where I was at the time, all the way to Africa to climb the second highest mountain on planet Earth, I was going to get to the top of it. I am not going there to go halfway, okay? So that was my goal. And I was doing really well, okay? I was doing all the things and following all the tips that they had given us in the beginning. And I remember there was one point where we had this really, really, really steep climb, and we, you know, the group that was in front, we were encouraging each other, come on, we can do this, we can do this. And we finally, after hours of walking, we got to the top of this steep climb. And then there it was, about 200 feet ahead, another steep climb that we weren't able to see from the vantage point that we were at before. And so there was 4 other guys with me, and the guys just lost it. There was one man in particular, he just lost it. He's like, that is it. I'm not walking like this anymore. I'm gonna go as fast as I want for as long as I want, and then I'm gonna get to the top. And he's with me, yeah. And like the other guys are like, yeah, we're with you. So they all rush off. But I knew that the guide had told us don't go fast. And so I wanted to stick to the rules, because I remembered my goal was to get to the top, and I wanted to do all the things that I knew it would take to get to the top. And so I was on my own now, because the back group was super far back and the front group had gone off. So I was on my own and I was walking. And about half an hour into my walk, I see these guys laying out on the rocks, and they're tired. They're like, come sit down. I was like, no, I've got this. And so I'm walking and I'm walking and I'm walking, and I'm feeling good until something happened. Guess what it was? I looked up. I looked up and saw just how far I had to go. And this whole feeling of dread actually just completely washed over me. And in that moment, I said, I can't do it. There's just no way. I'm not going to make it. I can't make it. I'm exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally. I can't do it. And so I said, because I've been working on my mentor, I just took a deep breath. I said, hold on, before I decide that I can't do it. And at this point, I'm like talking to my body. So I stopped looking up and I looked down, and I look at my right leg and I said, hey, listen, I know I put you through a lot already, but could you take one more, just one? Like, I'm not asking you to go the whole way, but could you take one more step? And my right leg was like, yeah, I guess so. So right leg took one step. And so then I look at the left leg and I'm like, hey, listen, me and the right leg, we're moving ahead. I don't know if you want to come with us or get stuck here on your own, but we're taking a step. Do you want to take a step? Can you take one more step? The left leg was like, well, I guess if you guys are going, I can take one more step, right? And I know it sounds crazy, but that is literally what I did until I heard this clapping and cheering. And I realized, because I wouldn't look up from that point on, I just kept saying, can you take one more step? 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 And I was taking those steps. And eventually I heard the clapping and I heard the cheering, and I had made it to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. I had accomplished my goal. And it was because I pulled back from looking so far into the future. It was just too overwhelming. And now I was just looking at the one step in front of me that I knew I could accomplish. And that is what this card is all about today. If you have a goal that is very, very far out and you approach it in little steps, you start to get there faster. Now, if I had kept looking up, I would have given up. So stop looking up. Stop looking so far into the future and just handle the one step that you can handle today. What's the one little thing? It doesn't have to be a big thing. What's the one little thing that you can do today to get you closer to your dream? It could be meditation. It could be writing your goal out on paper one time. It could be speaking one affirmation just today. It could be taking a 20-minute break. It could be anything, but what's the one thing that you can do? All right, guys, keep on keeping on. Until next time.